for offices such as the county sheriff's office, because it makes a much more orderly process if there's one person who's responsible, so that you don't have 1,000 people calling the sheriff and the under-sheriff, but you call one person. He knows how to get them, he knows where to get them quickly and efficiently, and things are attended to. And he's a young man who has very, very big footsteps to walk in, because his late father of Mordechai Friedman, Rabbi Morton Friedman, was a legendary figure in the circles in which we're talking about. And he passed away at a tragically young age, just a few months ago, and we feel for him very, very much. But he is walking in the footsteps of his father, the Sloatsburg service area, where there is a minyan for mincha every day during the summer. A quorum for our afternoon prayers is now named, I believe, after his father, because he was the initiator of that, and he saw the importance of providing a stop along the way for Jews to get out and say their afternoon prayers in the best possible way. So these are the footsteps in which A.B. Friedman is following, and it's really a pleasure to work with him. It's always an extremely congenial environment and arrangement and atmosphere when we talk to him, and it's a pleasure to join him on this occasion and to say a few nice words about him, which he deserves.
Before we go further, I would like to put my little 2 cents to it and echo Professor Acker's great speech and welcoming everybody. Like the professor said, we as the community would not be able to do it alone. By dealing with many different agencies and of course elected officials, that they recognized and realized the importance of communications that we have developed for many years, that basically really benefits not only the Jewish community, but it really develops a understanding between your agency and your constituents and your force. By working with us, understanding the religious customs, and getting to know a little bit about the community and the community leaders and the rabbis involved, that itself, many officials and law enforcement expressed how helpful it could be in time of crisis. So for instance, when there's a, God forbid, a drowning or a boat is caught on fire, or there's other small issues that are in the community really important, we know who to contact, and vice versa. Law enforcement agencies know who the community leaders are, who the camp administrators are, and with one phone call, we then realize how a small incident, which could have been a big incident, is avoided. And of course, many different departments follow the path of the Sheriff of Sullivan County. Let me just tell you briefly the Sheriff of Sullivan County's history. He was a state trooper for the New York State Police and worked there for over 20 years. We met Mike Schiff going back many years ago. He used to be assigned, one of his assignments was in the Java Center, New York City. You all know when there's a big event, we're looking for space to do a big event, and at one point the Java Center was big to do a big wedding or a fundraiser. Mike Schiff and his people in the New York State Police, which that building is under the state, showed tremendous sensitivity, understanding, working with the Jewish community. That shows you that his friendship didn't just start because he was running as a politician, running for office. He developed that honor, that relationship, that understanding, that respect, working with the community for over 20 years ago. So when he ran for sheriff and people believed in him, and people said, Mike Schiff is a person with honor, Mike Schiff is going to be there not only for the Jewish community, but for all communities. He's going to be a sheriff for all sheriffs. And you know what? It really paid off, because Sheriff Schiff, since he got elected to office, when he ran in 2005, people really thought it's a dream that it's never going to happen. but like my father used to tell me, if you do good deeds, it pays off at the end, no matter how hard it is. And this is exactly what happened with Sheriff Schiff. When he ran for office, he couldn't believe the hospitality, the warm welcome that, of course, the Bobov camp and other camps and other communities showed to him. And it made him feel that all his good work that he did for so many years really paid off and made him even a greater leader to the Sheriff of Sullivan County. So let's give him a round of applause for the Sheriff. And Sheriff Schiff is someone that understands the community, understands the sensitivity of working with the religious organizations, and he's not just the sheriff for 9 weeks during the summer. I can tell you, whenever there's an incident, there's a break-in, should it be a small thing, should it be a big thing, a catastrophe, the sheriff is personally there. We had a few years ago, one of the colonies suffered of major burglaries. The sheriff himself, on a Thursday night and a Friday night, was sitting in a car waiting to capture the perpetrators. So this is a sheriff that is not just wearing a uniform and coming out every 4 years when the elections is going on. This is a sheriff that has hands-on and great respect, not only from the Jewish community, but every community and every diverse in all of Sullivan County. And his example is echoed with his undersheriff Eric Shaboti, who used to be a sergeant in the New York State Police, exactly the same. They couldn't have picked a better undersheriff. The undersheriff Eric Shaboti has been a person that I really feel hard to find the right words to express myself about him. Not only has he been a personal friend to myself and my family, but everybody, when you stop and you talk about Eric Shaboti, he makes everybody feel his personal friend with his nice gesture of reaching out to the community. Whenever there's an incident, he would know whom to call. He would be the one to offer assistance. We had many complicated issues upstate during the summer, and he's a person with honor and dignitary. He deserves a round of applause. And another colleague in law enforcement, the Chief of Fallsburg Police. Let me tell you, Fallsburg might not be the biggest town here in upstate New York, but by us, by the community, it is very vital. It's a busy area. People pass there every Friday to do their Shabbos shopping and Sunday. I can tell you, every Friday and Sunday you see his officers out there directing traffic, being involved in a small incident as a burglary and a big incident we had 2 weeks ago, a major catastrophe. Luckily, there wasn't any fatalities, but it was a major accident. I come out to a lot of times to a scene where the chief himself, I'm surprised, is there. We had a fatal accident last year, unfortunately, where someone passed away at an MVA. It was a Sunday. The chief could have very well said, you know what, I have great officers that work for me, deputy chiefs and investigators. I could just spend my day with my family. But no, that wasn't the case. He came out himself. He wanted to be there. He was on the street from the beginning till the end. From every sensitive issue, from avoiding an autopsy, contact the medical examiner and the other community leaders and getting involved, everybody. Although it's a fatal accident, it's really painful in the community, but at least if we have this working relation, that makes us feel a little bit secure in time of crisis. So I want to thank him, Chief, for all your fine work. Rabbi Horowitz to say a couple of words since he's the administrator from the camp.